Hello everybody, welcome back everybody to episode 57 of Galileo Super Colonization, where today we're going to be, well, basically landing on the surface of Niven with our lander. So, my lander is designed to have a ridiculous amount of delta V. It's actually overkill. I actually realized how overkill it has. And it's not really supposed to have any... Okay, whatever. So here it is. We're going to close the scan stat map. You see somehow it has 4,500 meters per second of delta V. That seems to be honest. Hopefully it is honest. So I want to land this, on the surface. Maybe, I'm not transmit all the data, but we can actually burn the opposite direction. Not going to press space because apparently it blows up. So we're going to just kind of fly away from it, slowing down our velocity. And my idea really is that we're going to be essentially trying to skim the atmosphere very, very gently. So I'm actually going to click on Niven itself, and the atmosphere seems to, yes, be present, and it starts at 65,000 kilometers. So I'm basically going to be just above that. So my plan is I want to kind of burn off as much velocity as possible. Even I'm probably going to be orbiting faster, but overall I'm going to be killing off as much velocity as possible. That should be quite good. There we go. 68 kilometers or so. Now the big problem right here that I'm worried is that this thing has a limited amount of electric charge, and it's designed to basically just kind of crash. Like what it's designed to do really is just do things like this. It's designed to essentially go here and then crash, hopefully on the dead day side, and then solar power should deploy itself. So hopefully, I do have a quick save in case stuff happens. So hopefully. So anyway, you guys can't see anything, I swear. I mean, I can't see anything, so why would you? Anyway, so obviously you want to still remain on the probe. This is our actual heat shield, and we want to obviously oh, okay, the booster seems to be hugging us again. No, it just flew off. Okay, now we're going to be going through the atmosphere. We're going to be burning. I wonder if I could not have any SAS. No. It's just going to want to go to the side, so we do not want that to happen. And as I said, hopefully we should essentially land somewhere in the day side, because Jesus Christ, I mean, you guys deserve to see something, right? And I actually tested this probe on Tulumo, and because I was thinking, oh wait, can I send the same thing to Tulumo? And yeah, not really. Okay, it just gets too hot, and I never actually tested this thing around Niven, but I just assumed that it'll be fine because it's such a lower it's just significantly thinner atmosphere, so there's really going to be very, very little heat generated in comparison to Tuluma's atmosphere that is just ridiculous. It's like 100 times thicker than this atmosphere, so like it produces a lot of heat. That's the point. So the fairing is kind of unnecessary, I think. Like also there's this kind of pan around thing. I wonder if this is like my mouse being stupid, or this is just like part of the camera because I hit the... No, it still seems to be kind of panning around. Okay, so it seems like it's gone now for some reason. Okay, so we're about to land on the surface of Niven to get some precious scientific data from the rover inside the fairing. So we're using the gyroscopes or SAS to essentially keep it straight. And then there we go. We just ditched the fairing, and so oh yeah, wait. I think I actually forgot to give the base. Okay, perform. Okay, perform science. Okay, wait. Okay, sorry. Collect this mystery goo. Temperature scan. Atmospheric scan. Temperature scan. No. Atmospheric pressure. Atmospheric analysis. Yes. No. Yes. No. 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 Okay. Okay, where is science X? So now that we've essentially done that, now I think it's time to probably decouple this and then end up adding another one for this right here. So we're going to be decoupling that. and then opening the parachutes that will allow us to land on the surface of Niven quite nicely. And for some reason this decoupler is not working. Preferably I should get rid of that. There we go. That's like a ton, literally a ton of mass I think we've just lost there just by ditching those. And so hopefully this is going to work. My plan really for landing this thing is basically it lands straight, and then basically I just decouple this thing. Like I make it just tip on its side, and it just landed. So it doesn't have very good communications. As you can see here, it's got like humiditrons and stuff, but it's really designed to communicate with the relay in orbit, and that's why this thing has got such you would say low-end communications. Why its communications are really not very long range at all, and would really be kind of rubbish. Is that they're designed, as you can see here, just to communicate with the relay in orbit. And as you can see here, by the color of the signal reaching the relay, that communication is perfectly sound. That relay just doesn't have the antenna range to really communicate back to KSC properly without having any problems. So we have collected all the data we can, and I don't want, and let's actually land on the surface. I will quick save right here. And this is actually not the first time we've gone on the surface. I have done some testing in creative mode, just kind of flying planes on Niven to see how good it is. And then I've landed planes, like fusion-powered planes and stuff on the surface. So it's kind of spoiling the thing, but it is basically a big desert that used to have water. Okay, so it's doing exactly what I expected it to do, where it kind of like just kind of stands up, and then I could tip it over because the reaction wheels are so powerful. Now this thing I don't think this thing has its own probe core at all, so I just want to make sure it does, because I'm not sure if it does. I mean, if this thing's supposed to be kind of like the kind of thing you kind of carry around. So if I actually just deactivate all SAS. So really this is not really what it's supposed to be doing, but I'm not sure if this thing has its own probe core. And if it doesn't, then that's a problem, because I can't just leave the scientific data on the surface, right? So I will have to basically keep this attached, and then as soon as I get stuff going. So let's actually extend our solar power. There we go. That's the 2 solar panels. It should be very, very hyper effective, because this planet's so close to the sun that it should be quite hyper effective actually. You need to observe Mr. Goo, the mystery goo, see what the mystery goo does with these extremely extremely expensive experiments. And I think we should just perform all science and just do that right. So just kind of perform pretty much all the science we can, and then just kind of get it all. There we go. We have all the data. The only thing we don't have is atmospheric pressure scan, apparently, because let me guess, we only have one sensor and we haven't transmitted the data. So that's interesting. So this mission is essentially stuck on the surface now, and you see the flow of power, it's generating free electric charge, and it's quite decent. As you see here, just kind of going along on the surface. I think what we should do is we would retract all solar power. This is one of the advantages of this, and we could activate all SAS, and then we could put it on its top again with the immense power of gyroscopes, and toggle the hammer. Oh, that's weird. So that's just like smashing the thing in the surface. So I'm actually going to leave this as a Kerbal alarm clock. I'm sorry if I couldn't explore the surface, but really, there's a lot of scientific data that I don't want to lose, obviously, and I want to make sure until we have higher communications. Now, obviously, we have a couple missions that I'm going to send. I think what I might do is I might cancel the missions. Maybe the mission to Great Chin I'm going to send because it's really easy, and then I'm going to come back here and I'm going to essentially just kind of warp time until they get it right. But before that, though, we need to obviously extend the antenna so the probe doesn't die. Extend the solar power, sorry, so the probe doesn't die, and then toggle the magnometer. So I am quite happy that this rover is actually successful. So yeah. Our first rover, weirdly enough, is an interplanetary rover instead of being a rover around the moon. That is a bit weird. Anyway, we're just gonna add a kernel alarm clock here for, I don't know, I guess what, like, how much should I give it? Like 200 days until it starts bugging me? No, not 2,000 days. And, you know, one of the things I was actually looking at, one of the things I was actually looking at that was actually quite interesting to me, is I was looking at how, like the planet, like the star, that there's actually 2 stars in the Galileo system, and I was just looking at how long would it take for me to get to that second star that isn't just like, it's basically orbiting our own serial of stars. It's not like a completely separate star system. It's still orbiting our own star system. So I was wondering, how long would it take for me to get there? And the interesting thing is apparently 900 years. That is ridiculous. So basically, and that's just like, and the interesting thing about that, right, is it only requires like 3,000 meters per second of delta V from Gale orbit. So it's actually pretty cheap to get there. So that's interesting, in my opinion. I'm actually going to show you the maneuver, and then I'm going to be basically doing the Grecian mission, or that's what it says. I mean, honestly, I actually want to make sure I'm actually going to put that to Google Translate just to make sure because normally it will pronounce things better than me, so it'll be fine. Okay, and then obviously, yeah. Wait for the launch window, and then we're going to send this exact probe maybe to Gratian. I'm thinking about sending this probe, but the reason that I kind of don't want to send this probe there is because I'm pretty sure it only has a 15 gigameter antenna, and that's probably not going to be enough. I'm probably going to need at least 100 terameter antenna to communicate out by Gratian. So, but I still want to do something about this mission. I still want to maybe send it to Icarus or something. Send it to some place because it still has ridiculous amounts of delta V. As you can see right here. So here it is. And it's really lying to you. So this is literally the same mission. And the only thing that's actually missing, that's interesting, okay, is the only thing that's missing is a bigger antenna. So what I'm thinking about, right, is what oh no, wait, it isn't. Oh, that's interesting. So it can go all the way there because it does have this antenna. Well, that's actually really cool. So I was thinking this whole time, we don't really have the antenna range, and that means that the other probe we have should have this big antenna. So at least the orbital probe will have the range. Okay. So tell you what, I'm actually going to set this as, so there's a kernel alarm clock. We're going to set it for 14 days or something. So obviously, and then we're just going to kind of leave it here and just say, oh, hey, Niven MI probe, or what I should be calling Gratian all MI probe, hopefully to visit the moon and the surface and everything. And by the way, this is me looking at the encounter, by the way, to obviously all the way out there. And, I was looking at really how far away that kind of stuff was going to be. But anyway, so... Hope you guys enjoyed, and bye.